All right, so I'm just showing you how I set up the media center, the lab, to do my pre-assessment. So you can do it with an iPad and have kids do it, but it just takes so long. So to get the whole class in here, this is what my pre-assessment looks like. So kids will have to put their name, their teacher name, and then you can put pictures so they're identifying a food label. Mainly these are all standards from standard 2, or I'm sorry, outcomes from standard 2 and standard 4. But the coolest thing about this test, I just took it over here for the second time. I just wanted to double check, is when you go into your account, make sure that, it's logged out. When you go into your Google account, I'll show you real quick. It breaks down all of these tests, or all these questions. It's really, really cool because it definitely helps with instruction. So I just don't want it to, here we go. All right, so I'm going into my drive. This is where I have this test. And when I went into live view, I'll show you here in a second how you can get all these computers on the same thing. But here are my physical education tests. Still working on my 3rd grade one, but here's the responses. So you go into here, and in order to, these are 2 tests that I took, as you guys, I don't know how well this camera is seeing right now, but it tells you exactly when you took it. So I took one this morning at 8:57, put just my name, and then I just randomly did answers. But the ones that are highlighted say that they're right. That's what tells them that they're correct. But what's really cool is you can go under Form, Show Summary of Responses. And this is what I do with all of 4th grade. You can even break it down into teacher names. But it gives you a pie chart of how the kids did. And so it's awesome for instruction in regards to if certain of these outcomes, most of the kids are missing, that's something you want to cover mostly in your school year. Whereas some questions that are real easy, like this one's like, there's an outcome about proper footwear. So I did one about proper footwear, and I think kids are going to do really well on it. Obviously, I'm not going to cover it. And then it also tells me, as long as the kids do really well on it, we'll see. It's going to tell me whether or not to need to spend time on it, or if they get it all right, then obviously this question's not geared for 4th grade. So maybe make it a little bit more rigorous, a little bit more challenging. But there are pros and cons. The pro is that it grades it for you, and that it spits out this awesome pie chart that you can kind of go show your administrator of how you use data to use instruction throughout the school year. And then again, I use Plickers formatively to hit all these and to make sure I'm seeing growth, and then I'll do the same test at the end of the school year, and then I can compare the two to show growth. But that's all the pros. The cons are that it is multiple choice, but if you do look at some of the questions, we'll actually just go back here to here. Some of these questions are pretty difficult. Like for instance, which of the following represents all 5 components of fitness? Okay, and then there's one about a component of fitness, which lifting heavy weights would improve which following health-related component of fitness the most, and you know what the FIT principle is. But anyhow, again, this is the 2nd year that I've really done Google Forms and done this pre-assessment and post-assessment this way. But you know, through time and stuff, you can kind of generate more rigorous questions or even more simple questions depending on how the kids do. But I just wanted to show you real quick how that goes. This is a VS program that I've actually just kind of started using, but you can do it. You go to administer after you've turned the computers on, which you can actually turn all computers on here, power on, and then you can run program on student machine. That's what you go to, and then what it does is it shows you this link. So I went into my Google Forms, I got to the live view, and then I just sent that link, and then it popped up on all the computers. So I'll show you again here in a second when the kids are actually taking the test. I do try to be careful with media release stuff. That's why I'm doing a lot of videos without kids. But anyhow, that's how I do my pre-assessment and my post-assessment.